Dr. Patterson here, and welcome to Fasting with the Doc. And in this segment, I'm going to be talking about a prescription for fasting. And I'll be speaking directly from my Fasting Directive. It's a book that we put together back in 2011. And so I want you to, for those who are interested in fasting, to be able to get a bird's eye view as to how to do it properly. It's something that's been with man has been around for about 2 million years, and so this is something that's not new. It's old. The only people that are new to fasting are the ones who are on earth right now. But it's a old practice. It's good for cleansing your spirituality, and excellent for cleansing the physical body, and it affects you mentally also. So you have to have a little discipline to do this. It's important to know that fasting is prescribed for you. It's something you should do annually. You may want to do 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. You can safely do that without supervision. You have to talk with your primary health care physician or nurse practitioner, someone who knows something about nutrition, in order to be able to make sure that you're doing it properly and it won't hurt you. You know, especially patients who are taking medications, patients who are taking chemotherapy, or they're in an oncology program. You may not want to embark on something like this, but patients who want to remove some of the effects of chronic illnesses. You know, chronic illness today is about 70% of what doctors treat, and it's not something that they should be treating. I mean, this is basically lifestyle problems that you have because of the way that you live. And also there's some things that are not your fault, is the quality of the food. I mean, it's completely changed over the last 100 years. So you have to really be diligent in shopping around for what is called real food. We don't really eat real food. So this is what caused a lot of the problems associated with chronic disease. So let's get right into it. When we talk about fasting, it should be something that's done under supervision. A person who really has knowledge and experience in nutrition and has experience, clinical experience with fasting. Now, like I said, I fasted for the last 47 years, with the 48th years coming up with an annual fast in December. I like to fast in the colder months. I fasted in every season, all 5 seasons. And the best season to fast in this area, when in Chicago area, in the Midwest, the best season to fast is when your kidney and bladder starts to replenish their cells, and so those are water organs. There's a lot less activity during that period of time in terms of strain from eating and what have you. Even though people do eat, the festivities are behind you. So we do it during that period of time. The body will drop about a degree in temperature, so you'll be a little colder during the fast. But for a sustained fast in that period of time, there's some things that you need to know that you, in order for you to be successful in doing. So you want to prepare for the fast. And I use the period of time from starting September through the end of November to actually begin preparing for the fast. And that includes dietary modification. You want to eat seasonal foods. So we're just coming out of summer. We're late summer. And basically, you should be eating foods that contain a lot of water. That's your melon fruits. And if you're not, you might be coming off of the holiday, the standard American diet. You really want to do something like this. So you want to change your diet to a more water-based diet. That's your salads, your fruits and vegetables, steamed vegetables. You want to eliminate as much meat from the diet. Meats are hard to digest. They take a longer period of time, especially your red meats. I have nothing against meat. We'll talk about meat in another video. It's actually the best red meat you should consume, and especially if you're African American, you should consume buffalo rather than beef. So, excuse me for a second. But so anyway, what you want to do is, in your preparation, you want to change your dietary habits, continue with exercise. That's important. And also make sure you get proper rest, because with the seasonal change, you'll notice that we have shorter hours in terms of daylight. And so you'll feel that difference. You want to supplement your diet with your vitamin D. That's extremely important. So getting back to the actual fast, we want to be able to do an extended fast, and the best way to do it is have your laboratory findings checked. That's your blood work. There's some things that chiropractors do, uh, naturopaths and naturopaths do. There's some other testing outside of the traditional blood work, although you do need that. So you want to consult with them. You want to be able to make sure that you can check your autonomic nervous system, see what the nervous system is saying. And basically, if you do that, your diet should shift around what the nervous system is telling you. So that'll tell you how to eat. So we want to make sure the nervous system is intact. You want to find out what the energy levels of each organ is. That's like your kidney, your spleen, your stomach, gallbladder, your lungs, your heart, the pericardium, liver. These are things that we want to know in terms of how they're functioning in order to be able to put together a program for your preparation. So the fast is divided into 3 parts. You want to prepare, like I say, with what you can do, but then your practitioner should prepare a at least 5 to 6 day herbal program to remove some of the surface toxins that are in the colon, get the cells to prepare to be removed that are senescent cells that need to be removed. You need to get rid of that, and to break the appetite. Once you break the appetite, you'll be able to continue with that fast. Now, the herbal preparation should be centered around the 4 organs of detoxification. These are the ones that clog up, and this is the reason why you gain weight. They are the skin, the lungs, the liver, and the kidney. And so you want to make sure that you have herbs that will center around removing the waste matter from those organs and stimulate them to, or support them to be able to function during a period of time that you're not consuming solid foods. So we want to focus on the 5 days. It's very important that you can break the appetite and the removal of waste. This is extremely important so that your detoxification centers around removing that waste that's in the cells. So we're talking about autophagy. To get autophagy, which is just the cells being replaced. The body has a way of replacing that through apoptosis. Some cells will commit what is called like kamikaze. They will just simply burst, but it's going to leave a residue. So in that process of rebuilding your mitochondria, which is the energy portion of the cell, the respiration part of the cell, you want to be able to remove that residual waste, and you have to do that through enemas and colonics. This is probably the most important step in trying to remove waste matter from the body. Never, never, ever embark on any change in diet, and certainly not with fasting, without taking a colonic first. And so we'll talk about the importance of colonics in the next video, but that's important because when you talk about some of the side effects of fasting, you can only experience dizziness or headaches, that coated tongue, the nasal catarrh, boils and rashes. You get the foul breath, which you can use something for that's natural. Nasal catarrh, these are things that occur as far as side effects, and they only occur when you don't remove the waste from the colon first. That's important. You have to use enemas during the water portion of the fast. And so we're looking at trying to get the body to lose or burn up a lot of the waste matter that's in the body fat. So what you call losing weight, you're losing waste more than anything else. That's what you're losing. The fat that you have accumulated comes from build up from the liver. The liver manufactures this fat in order to engulf the many poisons and toxins that we either breathe in through the air. I mean, it's just so many, all the heavy metals that are in the air, the toxins in water, and certainly the toxins in food. And so there's a residual waste, and this waste is accumulated and is collected in the fat. So that's got to be removed. And once you start to fast, it's going to dump. So some of it will be burned up and some of it's going to dump into the bloodstream. And this is why you feel sick when you're going through a fast. This is the very reason why vegans and vegetarians are not able to sustain the process of veganism or vegetarianism, is because the colon is full of waste matter. The colon I didn't include that with the 4 major organs of detoxification because it's not detoxing. It has to have help, but it is collecting. It's just like a big hefty bag. It's collecting all the garbage. Now, when you over the period of time that you're eating and you don't fast and clean that colon out, that's how you get what is called leaky gut. Leaky gut is when you get an irritation of the lining of the colon. This comes from the drugs that you consume. It comes from the chemicals that's in the food that you consume. So when you do that, you want to be able to restore that, and that can be restored. So when you fast, the process is a colonic first, 5 days, and your doctor or personal clinician who's putting you on this, it will be able to give you your formula. It's not the same for everybody. It has to be personalized to your body according to your lab results and according to your physical examination. You need the 5 days of that herbal preparation to help you break your appetite. It's going to readjust your metabolism. So you'll notice that your metabolism will slow down. You think that you won't lose weight with that. You will. So what happens is that after the 5 days is complete, then you start with another colonic. That's important because there's going to be residual waste matter that has to come out. Otherwise, you'll have those symptoms that we talked about earlier with the headaches, the malaise, and the cold tongue, the skin breakout. You'll get that. So you want to alleviate that. Some patients who do it properly never experience any of that. I never experienced any of that, those symptoms, because I utilize emptying or the drainage through the colon. So once you complete the 5 days of preparing for the fast, now you take your colonic first. Now you're actually into the water portion of the fast. And so you want to be able to drink, and I had the patients drink distilled water. So distilled water has no minerals in it. It's nothing that's going to give you any calories. So if you can get down to about 400 calories a day, you'll lose a pound a day. And the best way to do that is to have you put your lemon juice, about the juice of 2 lemons, and a tablespoon or 2 of raw honey and distilled water. You drink in like an 8-ounce glass of that preparation, and it's just lemon water. It's like lemonade without sugar. An 8-ounce glass every hour on the hour for 8 hours. And so that's going to adjust your blood sugars. So see, a diabetic under supervision can get rid of diabetes in 30 days if this is done properly. See, but you have to be under supervision. You can't do that with being a diabetic because you can't regulate your fluctuations in your blood sugar. So a practitioner will be able to do that for you. So even a person with hypertension, certainly a person who is obese, and we look at a patient who is obese, that person is really a person who is full of toxins and the liver is overworked. So we're looking at a patient who has a fatty liver situation going on, because basically you have to manufacture the fat in order to keep from dying or succumbing to the toxins that you breathe in or you drink or you consume from eating foods. So this is very important. But like I said, I can't emphasize the importance of of drainage. So when you get your colonics, you're draining that waste matter that has been released from some of that body fat, waste matter that was already present in the colon, and to break down that residual waste matter from, or residue from, apoptosis and autophagy. That stuff is in the cells, in the tissue, and the colon picks it up, the lymphatic system picks it up. You've got to get that out to avoid the symptoms, and you don't want to start the process of auto-intoxication by leaving it there. So that's the importance of the colonic. The colonic should be done twice a week. If you're doing 21 days or 30 days of the lemon, honey, and water, you need the colonic twice a week. On the days that you're not taking the colonics, you have to take enemas. In the video on colonics and enemas, I'll stress the importance and the mechanism behind that, so you'll be able to see the reason why you're doing it. But never, ever, and I'm telling you this for your own safety, whether you fast or not, people change dietary habits all the time. They go on different programs all the time. Make sure that you eliminate the waste matter from the colon before you embark on any new program, and make sure, depending on the length of that program, especially with fasting, that you have your colonics in a timely fashion and your enemas on the days that you do not take the colonics. So I hope that you've got some information that will kind of stimulate you to help you make a decision as to something that you want to do. If you do it under medical supervision from a clinician or a person who has clinical experience in fasting and they have some years doing it. And that'll help you to be successful with it. Okay, best in health.